Ni hao, this is Dr. Simmons. I'll let you guess where I'm at. Well, hopefully you've guessed I'm in Beijing. I'm actually standing in Tiananmen Square. I wanted to give you an update on business practices here in China and especially here in Beijing, because you'll find a lot of things interesting. First of all, a lot of things that we found out is some of the governmental policies that they have to try and grow their economy even more than it already is. One of the things we learned was that the government is providing a lot of subsidies to encourage private entrepreneurship. They have a lot of students graduating from college, and the government's actually trying to give them incentives to try and create their own jobs. So they're giving a lot of money to people to start their own business, just like any free market system. Also, the government requires mandatory English for all students starting at age 11 and running up through their high school years. So everyone's trying to study English since that's the international business language. Also, the government is placing a heavy emphasis on math and sciences. They do not want to be the people that build all the products for everybody else. They want to be the innovators of the products. There's a lot of signs of development here in Beijing. You'll see cars all over the place. There's massive traffic jams everywhere because all those cars have replaced bicycles that people used to ride here all the time. However, I'll talk a little bit more about that later. You see a lot of new buildings going up. They're building new subway lines. Beijing is growing at a very fast pace. And also we see a large presence of multinational enterprises all throughout Beijing, anywhere from fast food places to automobiles to you name it. We see a lot of international enterprises. And then also though, we've seen a lot of signs of development that come along with any developed society. We see the society is worried more and more about corruption in business, corruption in government, so people are wanting the government to take a stand on that. They are wanting copyright laws to be more enforced, and also they're caring more and more for the environment. They don't want factories churning out smoke and all that. They actually want to start taking care of their environment. Signs of a more developed economy right there. There are also signs, however, of China being a less developed country that still has some ways to go. There are what I call imperfect infrastructure, cracks in buildings and broken glass and things like that. More so, you see lax city planning and ordinances. I've been walking along the sidewalk and have power lines literally right at my head. You see vendors who I'm sure do not have business licenses selling and hawking stuff along the side of the streets. And just some of the building codes. You can see a lax of building codes and signages and things like that. So all things that are very typical of a developing economy. And then finally there are some things that are uniquely Beijing. This is a very cosmopolitan city. You see people from all over the world, all over China here. Though it's not everyone speaks English, you'll hear languages from all over the world. Here in Beijing, time and space are a premium. There is a lot of people here, and they don't get much living space. So companies who want to sell products here, especially in Beijing, have to make sure that they are small, compact, don't take up a lot of space, things like that. Branding is very important from what I understand here in Beijing. People care about the brands that they buy, and so therefore there's more emphasis placed on branding here in Beijing. And also, lastly, what's uniquely Beijing is the need for multilingual packaging, not just other languages like English or something like that, but more so dialects of Chinese. They do speak Mandarin here, but also they get into Manchurian and Cantonese and things like that. That's just a business update here in Beijing. I'll give you more when you get to different places as we go on our trip. Enjoy the class. I'll see you online.